Today I'm working on an Acer Swift 3 laptop. This is an SF314-54 laptop. I've worked on this before. This computer had keys built into the keyboard, and the person didn't tell the owner, so the son didn't tell his mom until it stopped working. So we ended up replacing the top plate with keyboard because this one has a keyboard that's bonded into the top plate with little melted plastic rivets. Now it's been dropped quite significantly. It broke the LCD, so the LCD panel has cracks all through here. It broke the front bezel, and it's pretty substantially bent the lid. Also bent the top case a little bit. The brand new top case, just in the corner. Kind of hard to see, but there's a little bend there. So today I'm going to remove the bezel and try to find the part number for the LCD, because there are a few parts that I can see, and one of the suppliers that I sometimes use shows that it's out of stock, and another one shows about 8 different part numbers for this laptop. So I want to get the exact right part number before I place the order. I think this bezel is going to be held on with brackets and double-sided tape. No, just brackets. Good. It might be double-sided tape by the time I'm finished. If I have to, I'm going to reuse this cracked bezel. Not unsnapping on this side so easily. Hoping it's not stuck onto the LCD on the bottom or anything. Oh, this is part of the bezel, this black bit here. And the data connector is going to be in there somewhere. This folds all the way flat. That's nice. So that was easy enough. So the bezel's not completely broken. It's very, very close to being completely broken, but it's not. So let's see if I can preserve this. Wow, I haven't seen an LCD panel broken quite in this way before, where it's just bent up. But obviously that's not going to work. I suspect this is being held in by double-sided tape. I mean, I can see how to get at it from this side. I can see that there's a piece of, you know, it's like the 3M command strip where you pull on it and it stretches. Here we go. As I pull, I can feel it stretching the leg a little bit. Just trying to break it, I don't want to go too fast. Should probably get something to wrap this around. Goes. Okay. Close. Not perfect. Now this side is covered up by this ribbon, which is, I think it's for the webcam. Yeah. So the webcam's up here, and it's connected to this ribbon, this little cable, which turns into a flat ribbon for its trip down behind the panel, and then it turns back into a cable at the bottom. Hopefully there's a way to get this out of the way without any bother. It seems like it's taped down. There's tape holding this data tape down. That kind of clothy metallic, I don't know what you call it. It's like a grounding strap. It's got some copper mesh embedded in an adhesive. I think it doesn't go around, thankfully, so it just starts right here. I should be able to peel it off of here, because really I just want to get this thing out of the way. Okay, that worked. So now I can at least lift this up and out of the way. When I take this LCD strip out of here, I'm going to want to put some pressure, you know, get some leverage underneath the panel. I might try again with my plastic tub idea because I think it nearly worked. I just didn't execute it very well. Oh, go back. There we go. And I did it. I got it all in one piece. I folded a little bit over at the end, but I managed to get almost all of this off without ruining it. And then here's the LCD panel. Just going to get a close-up of that. So that's the part number for the cable. So I've ordered the LCD for this laptop. I'm just waiting for it to come. I think I'm going to try to glue this bezel. It's broken. There's some double-sided tape, or there's a tiny bit of plastic that's still holding it together, but I think I'm going to try some Gorilla Glue on this side of the bezel, and then I'm going to try to knock this dent out. I don't have much experience. I don't have any experience doing that, but I'm going to give it a go. It's pretty damaged already, so I'm not terribly worried about the cosmetics. I just want it to be able to fit the new LCD without threatening to break the corner of the new LCD from the dent. So that's what I'm doing today. A lot of bubbles come out of this glue. Just trying to get it to go into the seam between the parts, between the edges. Okay. So I've just been holding this for a couple of minutes. I don't feel like the Gorilla Glue has really done it. Maybe. I'm gonna leave it. Kind of want something heavy to set on there. I might come back to this. I'm gonna let this glue sit for a while. And I'm going to try to straighten out this dent. I think I will disconnect this LCD panel since it is going away. Okay. This webcam connector, I'm not sure how that unplugs. Looks like the webcam is taped. There's this grounding strap tape here is pretty firmly affixing that to the lid. So I think if I could just unplug this, I'm not sure whether that plug slides or pops up. Kind of looks like it lifts up. It feels like it lifts up. Yeah, okay, good. It's one of those. Those are good plugs. I like that. I'm really glad I didn't just pull on it. Okay. This is affixed with some pretty strong double-sided tape here. I feel like it might be... So I'm tearing the double-sided tape in half. I feel like that's okay, but maybe I should try to get that tape up instead. It's just really stuck to the metal. There we go. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's probably far enough. So this damage looks like it's smashed some of the plastic. It's really quite strong, this aluminium. I've sharpened this into a blade, but I'm going to pound on this with the hammer because I'm going to use this for the shape of the, the corner. If you look at the other side, this is fairly closely matched. It's smaller than the radius. It's probably it's considerably smaller, but I think it's good enough to help me get this into a rough approximation of where it should be. Just pushing on it with my hands is never going to work. I've got a plastic mallet, but I'm also afraid that tapping on this with the plastic mallet with a sharp blade is just going to tear up the plastic mallet. So I'm going to use a regular hammer for this part of it. I wish I had a jig, some kind of just something to brace this against, because when I start tapping it's going to want to slide, so I'm going to have to hold it down with my hands. I'm not sure how well this meets the corner of the Ace here, so I'm gonna tidy this wire back up. And close it and see how it lines up. Gently I mean, it looks okay, actually, I think. Ooh, from the outside, it looks rough. So the alignment, you know, it's not going to dig into the corner or anything. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I'm not that happy with it. But with the tools that I have, I think it's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. The most important thing to me is that the LCD panel fits without risking, you know, without it cracking. So as long as all of the dent is out of the way of the panel, then that's the most important. Now, I need to retape the panel. So I'm just going to lay it on that for the minute. Get my grounding strap back on. So it'll fit in here like this. And yeah, that corner's fine. I'm going to set this in place and then turn it on to test it. There's a lot of wiggle room in here for this. I'm not sure whether to set it at the top of available space or the bottom. It feels like it needs to be the top based on this piece of ribbon cable down here, but I'm not sure. I'll have to line this up with the bezel first. Okay, tested that this works well. So now I'm going to open this back up and figure out where the double-sided tape goes. Just gonna flip this over, lay this flat-ish. Need to prop up the back a little bit because it doesn't quite open to 180 degrees, but it gets pretty close. So I think I'm gonna wash my hands and break out the good stuff. Still got plenty of that left. I'm gonna do what I learned the last time I did one of these is to cut this in half. I've actually got a strip that's probably the right width on there now. Just by laying the utility knife sideways. So if I lay the utility knife like this and then cut into this, I can cut a pretty consistent strip. And so there's currently a strip on there that's about 2/3 of the strip that I last used. Maybe I'll cut that in half and use that. I'm gonna try that. Okay. So my tape starts here. Do it the other way. I'm not sure whether that's actually cutting it. There we go. There. Okay, that's the length I did before. So that looks, I don't know if you can see the little strips that I've cut this into. So hopefully I can get this to come off in those strips. Yes, I can. Mostly, and that didn't quite go through. It didn't go all the way through, all the way around. Just gonna give it another little cut. Now I'm just trying to get this off of the. I'm just gonna cut that and see what I can do here. There. I'm happy with that. Snip a little bit of backing off of the other side. Stick it under here. A little bit for the other end. And again, this is just to ensure that the lid will be removable again in the future. Hopefully this bezel fits. That looks good. Put that in. There we go. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.